Embrace love. I just want to say a few words about adjuncts, academic freedom, and the corporatization of higher education. Corporatization is an ideology. It's the ideology that all social relations are explainable through market relations. One of the conclusions which follows from this ideology is that market value, or the bottom line, is ultimate. The corporatization of higher education has been the applying of the idea that public higher education should be run like a business. This is a problem because higher education is not and cannot be a business. The two are mutually exclusive, except within the faulty logic of corporatization. A business sells a product and needs to balance the cost of production with cost, or the business will fail. Higher education is the public institution, which, and this is the brief definition, is entrusted with old knowledge, new knowledge, and ways of making knowledge. It offers students not only knowledge of the world and the world of ideas, but also an opportunity to grow as individuals and mature into the best possible versions of themselves as free-thinking citizens, ready to participate in fulfilling the promise of democracy, as well as fulfilling the promise of their lives. Higher education is a public good, not because it prepares students for the workforce, although it does this, but because college students, by reaching deep within to meet the challenge of learning, discover talents and skills they may not have otherwise known they have, which they then bring to the democratic communities. And when community fails, we have injustice and hate. Critiquing the corporatization of higher education is not a new thing. Many have written about it at least since the 1990s with David Noble and the digital diploma mills. But given the current political climate, it's never been more important, I think, to talk about it. The first step in corporatization, the implementation of a corporate ideology, is to make working conditions precarious. That is, to make workers insecure, easy to exploit, and to weaken or destroy workers' unions. In higher education, the first step in the process has been adjunctification. This is a way to end tenure by not hiring professors for full-time tenure-track positions and to over-rely on part-time professors. This over-reliance on adjuncts has been increasing now for decades. Today, 75% of college faculty are part-time adjuncts on practically every campus in the nation. The reverse. Oh, okay. How's that? Can you hear?
Yeah.
So today, 75% of college faculty are part-time adjuncts, the reverse of what it once was. In 1970, it was 75% faculty full-time. I often describe adjunctification as tenure leaving by the back door. No one sees it going, and then it's gone. Everyone wonders where it went. And with it goes academic freedom, because tenure is the only real protection for academic freedom. Today, only 25% of faculty have tenure and secure academic freedom. We're getting precariously close to not having tenure or full-time faculty. Union protection of academic freedom depends largely on union protection of tenure. Adjunctification, to be clear, is the effective end of tenure. Adjuncts don't have tenure and so lack academic freedom. Even when adjuncts belong to a union that is active in protecting academic freedom like ours, adjuncts' academic freedom is not equal to tenured academic freedom. Since adjuncts are hired only for one semester and they must receive a new contract each semester, their academic freedom depends on the commitment to academic freedom of those who have the power not to rehire them. In other words, adjuncts don't possess academic freedom, at least not full and secure academic freedom. Faculty academic freedom is student academic freedom. just like faculty working conditions are student learning conditions. The oppressive nature of being adjunct oppresses the adjunct and her students. For instance, students do not have equal access to adjunct professors who have no official long-term relationship with the institution in whom the institution has not fully invested. Nevertheless, enduring the unequal working conditions, adjuncts, most of whom would prefer a full-time position, do most of the teaching in higher education and do it well. But the conditions in which they labor to maintain the quality of higher education for students are oppressive. Most have more than one job, work at many campuses sometimes, but earn half of what they would make if they had only one full-time job. This is unjust. The idea that the market value is the ultimate value of labor, that the bottom line dictates that the cost of labor should be as low as possible, shortchanges both faculty and students. In a few weeks, adjuncts, the 75% majority, will be unemployed, not on summer break like full-time faculty, but jobless. That is what precarious conditions look like. We are obviously needed because we are hired again and again. We are also let go again and again. Many people, when they understand the situation, ask, why don't they just hire you full-time? It's a good question. No one has a good answer. We could start with equal work for equal pay, or equal pay for equal work. I mean, my goodness, we have equal work. So what should be best for students? What's best for students? The answer is not Betsy DeVos, the new education secretary, who specifically took aim at adjuncts in comments she made to students attending the Conservative Political Action Conference. I quote, "The faculty, from adjunct professors to deans, tell you what to do, what to say, and more ominously, what to think. They say that if you voted for Donald Trump, you're a threat to the university's community." I don't know any faculty who said exactly that. Generally, we take pains to distinguish between telling students what to think and how to think. DeVos exhorted the students to, quote, fight against the education establishment. In other words, she was calling for an attack on academic freedom, for students to attack their own academic freedom. She was taking aim at adjuncts, 75% of the higher education faculty, precarious, underpaid, serially unemployed. She names them because she realizes that if the majority can be intimidated, the tenured minority who have an empowered position within the institution will be weakened. The new regime in Washington, with a corporation-minded cabinet, will seek to weaken and undermine academic freedom further and to make academic laborers even more precarious. We cannot let this happen. Faculty, adjuncts, and tenured need to stand together with students as community to resist the corporatization of higher education, to resist injustice, to resist hate. Let us celebrate May Day and recognize the contributions of workers to the economy and to society. After all, we are the majority. Resist injustice, resist hate, embrace love. Peace.
Thank you very much. So we have one more